to the channel. Today, got a little bit of an exclusive. It's been opened how many times now? But before we get started, what we have here is the Google Pixel 5 and the fabric case. Off to the side here, you see a Note 20 Ultra and a OnePlus 8T. Now, interestingly enough, in this category, in the US, this phone is $699, and I want to say it's because of the 5G antenna for the Verizon Ultra Band 5G. Other parts of the world, it's only $599. Either way, it puts this phone firmly in the arena of the OnePlus 8T, which starts at $749. Difference is, this has got a Snapdragon 765, which is a 5G, but it's a series below, which this one has an 865 with 12 gigs of RAM. This has 120 Hz refresh rate, 90. So you're having trade-offs. But what this selling point on this phone is, straight from Google, vanilla Android, great cameras, and from what I hear, it's got some pretty good video capabilities now too. The opposite side of the spectrum is the Note 20 Ultra. This phone has a Snapdragon 865 like this one, but this is the Plus. It's got 12 gigabytes of UFS 3.1 storage. But you're paying for this big, huge, beautiful screen, as well as pretty good cameras. You got the S Pen here on the bottom. I've opened this on the channel earlier, and it's got a case on this little kickstand here. But either way, let's get to the main attraction here. So what makes this interesting is this is their first Pixel phone that is not a flagship. It's their flagship, but it's not considered a true flagship due to these specs. So what I want to know is, can this phone be just as good as these? So what I always say is, it's not just about the specs. Yes, us spec nerds, we want the top of the line for the best price, we want all the bells and whistles. But what's interesting is that it's the experience and the software that can make a phone just as good, if not better, and that's what I want to find out with this. So again, with iOS, Apple, you have the iOS experience. With Samsung, you have Android, but you have their Samsung One UI experience, you have the Oxygen OS experience, and then you have Android's experience. So let's just take this off to the side here. And this is it. Now, I got the Pixel 5. As like I said, this is a 5G. It's got sub 6 and the 5G millimeter wave. 6-inch screen, 120 gigabytes of storage. This is the sort of sage color. And yeah, that's it. Let's go hashtag Team Pixel. This unboxing is pretty simple because these phones have these little peel off tabs. Now you don't have to get a big knife and saw it open. So, alright, without further ado, now again, I know this has been open before, but this is kind of my intake. So what makes it, again, this is the Pixel 5. Another thing that makes it interesting is that, I don't know how many of you guys have been familiar with these phones, but I had the T-Mobile G1, which was the first Android device, and Google over the years has dabbled with the Google Store edition, Google Play edition phones. I'm not sure I'm getting that wrong, but it's basically they had Samsung make one of their regular phones, but just put straight Android on it. And they had the Nexus line, which by far raised the bar for all phones. And I feel like the Pixel 5 is kind of going back to the roots of the Nexus line, giving you mostly what we want at a very good price. So without further ado, let's see what we got. So here it is, and this is the first time I've seen it, so let's go from there. So right off the bat, there's the phone. Inside the package, we've got your usual literature, which I'm sure everyone reads pretty deep in depth. You got a charger, the adapter so you can swap data from your old phone, and look at this, guys. Do you see that? A charging adapter. Wow. Again, I know Apple's going away from all that, but you know what? They're not trying to save the environment. It may come off that way, but it's just another way to make money, in my opinion. So either way, that's what comes in the box. Comment below if you don't like what I said about Apple. They make great devices. I just think sometimes it's all about business, which that's what it's all about. So again, right off the bat, it's got an interesting texture. I've heard people say it's got a cardboard texture. I don't get that. I feel cold metal. And again, this is all aluminum recycled, and there's a spot in the middle for the wireless charging, which you guys can't see this off screen, but I'm sure there's a little spot you can put down. No headphone jack. It's not that exciting. Sorry about that. So there it is, sage green. It goes back to the single fingerprint scanner, no Soli on top, with the facial recognition, which I'm okay with. It was cool, but like everyone's been saying, and I totally agree, with face masks, it's impossible to open these things, and it's a pain in the butt sometimes. But there's the phone. Just let you guys look at that a little bit. Here's your SIM card. Now, what's new about this? It's got a 12 megapixel from the same phone camera lens that they've had on multiple cameras since the Pixel 2, but it also includes, for the first time, a wide angle. They got rid of telephoto. Why they can't put all three in there, I don't know, but I'd rather have a wide angle than a telephoto. Because, you know, Google is really good at software, so they have that super res zoom, which I think works pretty good. So, okay. And then this is the case. Now, this is a fabric case, and it's made from 70% recycled materials. What's funny about this is people say, oh, it could be thrown in the washer and clean with your clothes. I wouldn't suggest that, although I don't know if it's true or not. I've never owned an official Google case. I've always just bought them third party from Amazon or whatever. This one here, it says Team Pixel, machine wash, delicate, air dry. So you can machine wash this. So again, on the bottom, and here it is. It's got like a felt interior, same color as the phone. It's interesting, although it's on the inside. And then it's got, as this phone, it's got a dedicated different color off the power button. This has got a yellowish color. I don't know if you can see that, yellowish green. There's your opening for your fingerprint sensor, and then it's got a button that's yellow highlighted. So let's put that in there and see how it looks. Ooh, now that is a very, I actually am digging that. I got some really cheap clear ones, but man, I think I like that. It feels like it has some grip, because I'll be honest, out of the box, it's pretty slippery without a case on it. So, you guys, there is the Pixel 5 5G official fabric case. Again, I will play with this. I may or may not do some touch-up, you know, some after use videos, but everyone's doing them, so I basically want to give you my take on, you got the high range, you got the middle range, and then you got the lower range, but these two are in the same ballpark. Also Samsung Galaxy FE, Xiaomi's got the Mi 10T Pro coming out, so it's going to be interesting in this new wave of COVID pandemic, trying to save a buck kind of trend we're seeing. Either way, I'm going to get to this. Like the video, subscribe, share. Thank you.